Hey guys, in this video I want to talk a little bit more about the micro panel. I don't want to go into too much detail about the functionality of the panel, how to make it work. There's plenty of resources online that explain how to use it. But if you've done the Resolve Weddings course, you're going to it's all going to make sense, and it's something with a little bit of practice that it will be quite natural to you. Basically, these wheels correlate to the wheels on the screen with lift, gamma and gain. We can access the log versions by pressing log. We can access the offset ball by pressing offset. We can reset any of these here, and these rings here correlate to exposure for lift, gamma and gain. So we can quite rapidly expose our images. And these dials up here are contrast, pivot, mid-detail, color boost, shadows, highlights. Basically, they're everything that we see here in our primary color wheels at the top and at the bottom. So you don't even really need to know what these are, guys. You can just, once you hit the viewer, you can just dial the wheel and just see where it looks best. You don't even need to know exactly what the wheel is. You can just see if it looks better or worse when you dial it one way or the other. But you will, with a little bit of practice, you will just know what you're doing. It's just a case of practice, guys. Don't try and force yourself to learn too quickly, and then you can just quickly adjust the exposure. We've got Y lift and Y gamma and Y gain, which allows us to adjust exposure and also change the contrast a little bit. And we've got functionality here to just change clips. So we can go from one clip to another without coming out of this main viewer. And at the bottom here, we can also hit play and stop, so we can watch the clips. So let's go back to clip. So guys, I just want to talk to you a little bit about the workflow when you're using the micro panel for making wedding films. The way I do it is basically do everything in the first primaries node. And that might not be the absolute best way of doing it, but it's by far the fastest way, just to do everything in the first node, because all the exposure that you want to do, it's best to do it at the start. So basically everything I do with the micro panel, all the corrections, I do it in the first node. In the top right here, you'll see 3 buttons, and you want to go switching clip select, select same node. So next time you change the clip, you'll also be working on the primary node here. So let's hit view again. So we can switch clips, we can press play, we can stop, and we can do all our little tweaks. Maybe we can do a bit of exposure changes, we can do our contrast, we can do our basic exposures, everything here. We could even do a little subtle coloring. We'd hit our offset and do like a more general coloring. And we've got hue and white balance here when we are in offset mode as well. We can undo stuff. We want to basically stay in that primary node, do all those little exposure changes, little tweaks in color if necessary. And we only go into these other nodes if we want to add some reflection or change the glow or the halation or something. If you want to do anything a little bit more detailed, we do have to go into that node tree and tweak those. But for most clips, we can do all the editing in the micro panel, hit next clip, move on, and then you can get through your coloring fairly quick, guys. And with wedding films, it is all about speed if you want, to have a life as well. Because especially if you're busy, guys, if you're making one film a week, you can't be spending ages on each individual clip. We want to be moving through it quite quickly. So I hope that helps, guys. It's not a super detailed tutorial on using the micro panel. I just wanted to show you how it works in relation to wedding films. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.